We are running some errands. We are taking the TerraFlex Nomad wheels down to Paradigm Auto Works. We're gonna drop them off because we have our new tires on the way. The boys over at Epic Adventure Outfitters have sent us over some new tires, and we're gonna get them mounted up in a few days. But I thought, well, while we're over at Paradigm, they just moved into a crazy, huge new shop, and they brought that dyno with them. So why don't we throw the Ecodiesel JL up on the dyno and see how much horsepower and torque it is putting down. And then maybe in the next vlog, I think should be the next vlog, we'll reveal the new tires on the new wheels without the lift, and we're gonna do some stuff and just see how they fit without raising this up. Enjoy the acceleration of the diesel for sure. If you remember a few months ago, actually back in the fall, we took the JK down to Paradigm to get dynoed as well, and yeah, the results were a little underwhelming, but check that out up in the corner. I think the JK with its 3.8 liter and the 37s, even though it's re-geared to 513s, we only got, I think it was like 136 horsepower to the wheels or something ridiculous. So I'm keen to see just how the JL, the Ecodiesel, is going to be stock, and it's going to give us a number on this dyno, because if we do anything in the future, and we'll definitely put it back on the dyno when we got the 37s on to see how it compares and what that does to drivetrain power loss. But you know, if we mod the engine in the future, we do anything, we're going to put it back on the dyno. And now today we'll have a baseline that we can compare to. All right, we're down here at Paradigm. We're just waiting to clear off the dyno. There's another vehicle still on it. We're gonna load the Jeep on in just a minute and see if we can find Chris. Looks like he's working away in here. Let's get these wheels out. We're gonna leave them here so that we can get them mounted up and maybe balanced when the 37-inch tires come. I don't know. Then we'll do a little walk around, show you guys the new shop here at Paradigm, and then we're gonna throw the JL up on the dyno and see how much power it actually makes from the factory. Your other shop was pretty tight. Tiny, really, yeah. Small. Let's go inside and take a look around. First of all, I want to talk about this thing, this hoist, this lift. How big is this thing, Chris? Like,
it's easily about 20 feet long. It's called a limo hoist.
A limo hoist. So I don't think I've ever seen a hoist this big. But what are you guys planning to do with this thing?
We figured now that we have the space, it makes a lot of sense, because with the future of what we're doing, we deal with a lot of the lowered cars and Subarus and tuner cars and things like that, but we want to get into diesels and big trucks. We used to get a lot of calls with our last shop, and we didn't have the headroom.
Right.
And we figured, well, now we have the headroom, we want to make sure we have the length as well.
And then we've got the four-wheel drive dyno as well. So, but today we're gonna try to run it both in two-wheel drive and four-wheel drive and see just how much more power loss there is when you've got all four wheels activated on the drivetrain. Because as well, the JLs are supposed to be more fuel efficient with the FAD, the front axle disconnect as well, so there should be more power loss when in four-wheel drive. I don't think I've seen an Ecodiesel JL on a dyno at all.
It's a Superflow all-wheel drive dyno.
Yeah.
And the very unique thing about this dyno, we can measure the difference between how much power is going to these wheels and how much is going to those wheels separately. So we can see exactly how much is going.
So probably not so important for, I don't think there's any power balancing going on with a standard old mechanical transfer case, but other vehicles for sure, where there's power distribution.
We deal with a lot of Subarus, so we can actually, they can change what's going to the front and rear diff.
Now, I know like people always talk about two different kinds of dynos when they're doing pulls. There's the Mustang dyno, and I can't remember the other one. One seems to produce much higher horsepower numbers.
The thing that I know for sure with Superflow dynos, they're said to be the most consistent.
And I think that's what's important. And if you're gonna be tuning your vehicle, tune it on the same dyno from start to finish, because you can't get, you know, the same results if you're moving from dyno to dyno. Probably even the same dyno from the same manufacturer is going to have slight variances in it as well. The Ecodiesel, I believe it is 238 horsepower and 442 pound-feet of torque, and we'll see just what this churns out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Did 2 pulls in 2-wheel drive, and then we're switching over. We're gonna put it in 4-wheel drive and do a couple more pulls.
Run number 1, just a normal acceleration test, 363 torque at the wheels, just the rear wheels, 215 horsepower. On the second run, I did the rolling launch control.
Yeah.
And what that does is it holds that speed.
Yeah.
So even when you floor it, it will not let you accelerate.
Oh, okay.
And by giving it full throttle and holding that speed,
Yeah.
it puts tons of load on the turbo, pre-spools the turbo, and then when you hit release, it just goes. So in run number 2, with the rolling launch control, 387 torque at the rear wheels, and there was some horsepower gains there as well. So 221, we went to 387 from 363, so 25.
So what does that mean? Does that mean the turbos aren't spooling up at the peak torque spot, the peak torque RPM?
So now it's like we're gonna start on a hill.
Yeah.
And put some preload on the engine and the turbo before we accelerate.
Yeah.
And the other neat thing is the second run was right after the first, so engine was warm. I didn't give it a lot of time to cool down.
Yeah.
And it still responded really well. Nothing overheated. Yeah.
So you're saying that by adding 37-inch tires, I'll get more power?
Not really what I'm saying. I wish it always
I'm just kidding, guys.
Yeah.
I had to try.
But you do have the power and the torque to turn wheels that big.
Of course.
For sure.
That would be pretty awesome, though. Yeah. So if we were able to see the boost, would we see more boost?
You might not see a higher boost number, but you'll see it come in sooner.
So that was in 2-wheel drive.
Yeah.
And of course we have the Superflow all-wheel drive dyno, and we're gonna put it forward a little bit more and run it with 4-wheel drive, right?
Locks released, ready to rock.
Four-wheel drive pull, what do we got?
Well, in 4-wheel drive, to all 4 wheels, we hit a max torque of 338. And if we overlay our run in just rear-wheel drive, you can see a bit of the difference there. So the black run is the first run, or sorry, your 4x4 run, and the red run is the first. So 363. We hit in rear wheel, and on the 4x4 run we hit 338.
So a little bit of power loss with all wheels engaged, but
a little bit of power loss. The really neat part of this is the rolling launch control that we did in 4x4, and it just loved that as well. These are both 4x4 runs with torque. Just loved it. So your peak torque was just under 3,000 RPM, where your peak torque and just a normal acceleration was just past 3,000. So loves the load, loves the
loaded up,
yeah. And
look at the difference in torque and how low the torque is available.
Most vehicles, especially automatics, For
Yeah.
even vehicles with a transfer case, you can see up to a 40% loss from crank to wheels. So to have 366 at all four.
Yeah. Do you guys want to see if there's more power loss with 37s on there? Should we do another run when the larger tires arrive? They should be here any day now. We're actually getting them drop shipped here to Paradigm. And then we're gonna throw them on those TerraFlex Nomad wheels you guys saw in the previous videos. The weight that I did in the previous video with my Trail Ready beadlocks and 37s, they were 111 pounds per wheel and tire, where the stock wheel and tires, I think it was 74 pounds. So if you guys got any questions, want to know more about the dyno run we just did, leave them down in the comments below. And also don't forget to go check out Paradigm Autoworks, their YouTube channel, putting out great content every week. I'll put a link down in the description below. Thanks to Greg and everybody else here for getting the Jeep on. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video, guys, and don't forget to smash that subscribe button.